BlackSky, it just announced a seven-figure multi-year contract renewal. And while this wasn't a billion-dollar defense contract, I think investors may be missing what actually matters here. Because this deal isn't just about revenue, it's about validation. It's about customer retention, and it's about BlackSky continuing to expand deeper into AI-enabled space intelligence and space domain awareness. So in this video, we're going to break down what the contract actually says, why it matters, what it tells us about BlackSky's technology, and whether this strengthens the long-term bull case for BlackSky stock. So let's get into it today. My name is David Figueroa. I am YouTube channel InvestQ, and if you enjoy my content, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button and let me know anything you guys want to see in future upcoming videos, as I love giving the content that you guys want to see. Now, shout out to BlackSky and shout out to Claude, the Prophecy AI app, giving BlackSky, ticker symbol BKSY, a one-year bullish projection with a gain of 18% year to date with the price target of $49.05. Now, at first glance, when we look at this article that came out on May 28th, so just a few days ago, I believe that's a week ago. Let me see. May 28th. Yeah, so it's 8 days ago. So the article specifically talks about how BlackSky, oh, what in the world? It just froze. Well, anyways, yeah, BlackSky secures seven-figure oh, it's glitching, guys. Sorry about that. But there we go. BlackSky secures seven-figure multi-year renewal contract to accelerate automation of future non-Earth imagery services. So at first glance, it just looks like some other type of routine contract agreement. And the thing about it is, if you are a BlackSky investor, you should care less about the dollar amount and more about what this contract actually tells us. And after doing my research, and you can just look at the PDF, it's a lot easier to read it here in my opinion. More about what this contract tells us is because, according to management and what is stated, is the fact that the customer renewed a multi-year renewal agreement and expanded the scope of work. And the wording of it is good because, again, management, when they are confident, they do their very best to make sure that they word things in a way that shows investors that they are feeling confident and they frame it in a positive mindset. Hey guys, David with InvestQ, and a lot of the research and stock discussions actually happen in my free InvestQ community before the videos even come out. I post weekly CTM updates, quantum stock coverage, daily watch lists, and fast breaking news reactions throughout the week. And if you want to stay ahead of what I'm watching in the market, feel free to join the free InvestQ community. First link in the description below. The customer renewed a multi-year contract, meaning they're coming back for more and they're satisfied with what BlackSky offers. And the fact that Brian O'Toole, BlackSky CEO, says we are making advancements towards a fully automated dynamic space-to-space collection system. So good, confident wording from the CEO, and customers satisfied with the services that BlackSky offers. That's two green flags for the company, in my opinion. And I don't want to sound too bullish or too optimistic or sound like I'm just hyping up the stock, but I do believe that I'm speaking with the right tone, with the proper vocal tone, given the context of what was said in this contract. So to give you the exact details, to say it properly, what was actually announced, it was a seven-figure contract renewal. It was a multi-year agreement. There was expansion into next-generation payload development. Excuse me, guys. And advanced mission planning software, along with space domain awareness operations. So management stated this follow-on agreement expands beyond the original program and explores. So a few bullet points to follow up with that is there's next generation imaging payloads, specialized mission planning software, and faster and more reliable space monitoring capabilities. So basically the tech is improving. To dumb it down, the technology is improving, it's getting better, and it has real market usage that their customers are seeing real value in real time, and they just want to come back for more because they see that the technology is improving the way that I'm trying to frame it in this video for you guys. Now, the biggest takeaway, in my opinion, isn't the contract size, but the biggest takeaway is the existing customer renewed. I already know I've said this a few times already about how the customer is coming back for more, but it is an important data point when we look at this article, because what it shows is that there are a good company, a good business, and the fact that they're a company that is offering services now that customers are wanting to continue to renew their services to give them another contract. And it shows that, what's the proper wording without making me sound stupid, but the proper wording I would say is a good business does care about customer satisfaction. In fact, many businesses I've heard, they use the phrase 100% customer satisfaction guaranteed. So a good business cares about the satisfaction of the customer, and that's shown and highlighted in this article. So due to the fact that technology is delivering value, the relationship is continuing to expand, and BlackSky remains relevant in future programs. So those are all bullish signals for the company. Now, one thing stood out besides customer renewal was the space domain awareness. It's just mentioned as SDA right here, SDA. Now, this involves tracking satellites, monitoring debris fields, observing activity in orbit, and identifying unknown space objects. Now, as space becomes increasingly congested, governments and defense organizations need better intelligence. BlackSky believes its technology can help solve that problem. And another important piece, BlackSky, with BlackSky, that this contract includes is the AI-enabled analytics. And this means that customers aren't just buying satellite images anymore. They're buying data, analytics, intelligence, and automated decision support. This is where software margins can become significantly more attractive than simply selling imagery. And the company continues moving toward a software-oriented business model. So, again, the CEO, Brian O'Toole, so let me see. We are making advancement towards a fully automated. So yeah, another thing that he's mentioning here in the article as well, Brian O'Toole, about how they're making advancements towards a fully automated dynamic space-to-space collection system, but also the fact that it's leveraging Gen 3 architecture and future payload developments to improve, and they're leveraging this to improve speed, scale, and reliability. So the company also highlighted space, let me see where it says, space-to-space collection systems, advanced monitoring capabilities, and automated intelligence gathering. So they're doing a really good job with this article to highlight the benefits and making it very clear for the investors and shareholders of BlackSky, or anybody interested in BlackSky, to really understand the significance of all the data points that they're highlighting in this article. Again, they put it at the top for a reason. After they're quoting what Brian O'Toole said, the CEO of BlackSky. So, in closing, all I want to say, because I can go on and on about how this is very bullish. I've already talked about the key data points and the highlights of this article. But what I want to also remind you guys, even though I know I have sound decently hyped up, but again, I did state that I felt it was the proper vocal tone for the context of this article. What do we always talk about on this channel? I've said this phrase many times. We never marry a stock in the InvestQ community. You always got to take into consideration the risks associated with any stock. And that comes with whether I'm talking about SoFi, even though that they're growing revenue quarter over quarter, year over year, they're becoming more profitable. It could be about SEALSQ, even with the tons and tons of good PR they've had recently. In fact, I think they had something else come out today as well. Or even with CTM, another stock that I know my audience loves to tune in for. We never marry a stock no matter what, and you always have a risk management strategy and you take the risks into account. And the risks associated with BlackSky is, even though the 7-figure contract is positive, this isn't transformational by itself. It's good, but it's not transformational. Questions still remain, and certain questions that still remain are things such as long-term profitability for the company, cash flow generation, growth execution, and future government spending. So while this article is very encouraging, well, I don't want to say very encouraging. Let's not get too optimistic again. It's encouraging. That's a better way to frame it. It's not a reason to ignore the risks associated with a space stock like BlackSky. And my biggest takeaway from the announcement is simple. Customers continue renewing, customers continue expanding, and BlackSky continues pushing deeper into AI-enabled space intelligence. And that's exactly what you want to see from a company trying to build long-term relationships in defense and space sectors. But I'd love to hear from you. Do you own BlackSky? I know for a fact that Hano Biggie wanted me to cover this, so I'm pretty sure he's covering. So shout out to you for wanting me to cover BlackSky. But let me know what you think about the company, and let me know what you want to see in future upcoming videos. As you know, I love giving the content that you want to see. But besides that, guys, stay safe. Keep making good decisions with your long-term portfolios. Never marry a stock. Always have a risk management strategy. And I'll see you on the next video.